everyone. Thought I'd hop on just a wee bit early. A few seconds early. Hi, William. I saw you there earlier. I saw your comment. Cappy's mum, Greta. Gail K. Hello. Sandra Peterson. Hello. You like the fair warning? Yeah. Welcome, Sandra. Yes. Sometimes I feel like putting that up. You know, I don't put it up very often, but understand that I had a suspicion that one of the comments people I've been getting has been a bot. So Larry's girl confirmed that, which thank you very much. So I'll look at removing comments from that particular source. Hello, cute troll warning. Yeah, my favourite part is the binary for the bots. Largo, I think it was you who put up a question: will the popular vote be different from the electoral college this year? We'll have a look at that. And how is everyone? Have you been having a good last few days? That troll was a bot troll. I know. I sort of had a suspicion about that. I just go through the comments and I hit like, and I do read them and all that. That yeah, I sort of hadn't been putting anything on that on that Tom one before, so just been not putting anything on it because I had my suspicions about it. But I guess I must have just gone through, and when I was going through, yes, of course I'll consider your question. That's why I put the little thing up there. So if anyone else had any questions, yeah, hi Debbie Ann. And yeah, I'm on the. I don't know how many people I get on this at one time because I just put it on the StreamYard one and turn off the YouTube. Oh, that ring's a bit tight. I've got a ring on and it's a wee bit tight. Oh, I've packed on some pork, some weight. Hi, Nancy. Debbie Ann, yep. Yes, I've got to lose some. Not been very good with my diet either, which means my diabetes is kicking my ass a little bit. So anything coming out of the report with Saudi Arabia? Nancy Lee, Saudi Arabia in the Muller report. Will anything come of that? Muller, how do you say it? Hi, Sean. How are you? I'll just wait a couple more minutes and might get into it. Just while we're waiting, anyone else got some questions? We've got the Saudi Arabia in the Muller report. Will anything come out about that? Popular vote versus electoral college. Muller report. Yep. Pandemic pounds. That sounds about right. I haven't had enough time with the non-pandemic pounds. Well, I'm staying well. I don't know about sane. I think I left sane behind quite a few years ago. So, Could Hillary Clinton be president for any part of 2020? I don't know. Got a very lovely comment. Can't remember who from. Sorry. Complimenting me on my knowledge of American politics. Well, I do quite a bit of reading. Yeah, I've actually got something written down about that. Trump backing protesters. What's the results going to be? Yeah. Hi, Sharon. How are you? Jace, hello. Lucian, thank you. It's just sort of pulled back at with the scarf here. I actually got this scarf from the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York. It's a silk scarf and it's the Tiffany pattern. So I love it. It's not that big, so I just sort of put it in a bow and attach it with a rubber band and just put some pins back. So did Rostelcom interrupt Governor Whitmer's virus address? Okay, I take it there. Governor Whitmer's. She is copping a hard time, and she shouldn't be. Should she? I have an idea that Trump absolutely hates her, which I think is why some of the right wingers have targeted Michigan. Russian communication. Russia. Really? Hi, Bonnie. Hi, Lisa. Okay, I think we might get started. And I'll start off with your questions, guys. And one actually coincides with one I had written down, and that's Trump backing the protesters. I don't know what I'm doing, setting up the keyboard and the mouse. I mean, I haven't figured out a way to use that. I got a lovely little deck called the White Sage Tarot. Came in yesterday. Yeah, I saw Johnny using them the other day, and I thought, oh, they're the cutest little cards. And then he put them in the tin. And I thought, oh, that's the cards. One of the decks I'm waiting on. So the DeVos family. Who are the DeVos family? I don't know who they are. Biden's VP. Yes, I've been meaning to do a big reading on Eric Prince. I might do that, like a full cross and everything on Prince and his agendas. So I'll try and get that done in the next few days and post that. But we're looking at what is the results of Trump backing the protesters. Are there a lot? I've only seen one or two stories about it. Hi, Zelda. How are you? Hi, Renee. So, yeah, I've only seen... Hi, Jace. I think I said hello before, but if I didn't, hello. Oh, yeah, I don't trust that man's motives at all. I think he's behind a few things that went on in the Middle East recently. The Star that flipped, and I said, what are the results of Trump backing protesters? He's hoping that it's going to force governors to move along with his agenda quicker, I think. So we'll just leave that. Okay, I will. I'll do a creep fest on him. How's that? All the extra protections and everything. So money, people being paid for those protests. Do a creep fest. Creep fest means I generally put in, light up extra Palo Santo and extra prayers and stuff. Creep fest on Eric Prince. The protesters. Oh, the Saudis want to decimate everyone around them. They want complete control of that area. That's just off the top of my head. Just what else does Trump want from backing the protesters? What result does he want by backing the protesters? We've already got he's hoping that they're being paid, and he's hoping it will force the governors to go along more with his timeline than theirs. Hello, Good Samaritan. Hi, Karen. Let's see. So we've had two cards fly out. What's the result of Trump? What's backing the protesters? 8 of Cups. It's going to cause more people to walk away. Because honestly, he's urging people to get rid of social distancing, put others at risk. So there's going to be more people walking away from him. Ace of Pentacles. I think there's going to be new opportunities. I think some of these people, I think they need the money. That's why they're doing it. It's an opportunity to make money. It's the cutest little Fool card ever. It's absolutely gorgeous. But I do think they're being very foolish, but they need the money. Jerry W, hello. Purple Rain, hello. Hi, Texicana. Yeah, so they're being very foolish. I think, well, some of them get sick. Oh, there's going to be some loss and regret for some of these people. Some of them might even get sick and infect someone they know. Hello, Rhonda. We're talking about the protesters and what's going to be the result of Trump egging them on. Oh, Dr. Oz. I've never liked Dr. Oz. We can see what's going to happen to him on that. I knew there was a big kerfuffle about him, but I hadn't had time to look up and find out what it was. So, yeah, well, how about we have a look at what's going Oh, good on you, Texarkana. Do rip him a new one. I'm going to see how that's going to affect him. So we're just looking at the protesters, what the result's going to be of Trump egging them on. Yeah, I think a lot of them are doing it because they're desperate for money. We've had a couple, yeah, tower moment for quite a few of them. Nine of Pentacles. This to me is a card of autonomy, and he's using them. He's hoping that it's going to threaten the autonomy of the governors, bully them into giving up their autonomy and following him. That's what he hopes, but it's not going to work out that way. Page of Pentacles. There's going to be news about money going to these people. Unfortunately, they're just being used. They're being used. They're desperate. Yeah. So nasty. I would watch a little bit of Dr. Phil now and then and stuff, but just, you know, if I came across him and I wasn't working, this was years ago, and sort of always annoyed me. Look, I think part of it was because he first popped up on Oprah. I got nothing personal against Oprah, but I just do not think that she really has a clue about the real world. I'm sorry if you're fans of Oprah, but you know, bringing hundreds of her fans over to Australia with her and, you know, giving away cars to people who probably couldn't even afford to maintain a car like that, let alone payments and everything. So he said we could afford to lose 2 to 3% of school children. That's just wrong. Oh, Georgia's governor. Oh, dear. Okay. Let's have a look. Dr. Oz and his comments. What effect is it going to have? Because he's on what channel is he on? What network was he is or was his show on? Yeah, like I said, I'm not an Oprah fan, so I just I'm not a big fan of people who hop on the television and say this is how you should live your life to make it better. I don't need someone how to tell me how to live my life to make it better, or how to be a better person, you know. Yeah, so Dr. Oz, what's going to happen to Dr. Oz? I know he's showing on some network over here in Australia, but like I said, I'm not big on those medical people either. Things like embarrassing bodies and this medical shit. Nah. How's the homeschooling going? Everyone who's homeschooling. I used to be a governess on cattle stations way back. Yeah. I have an idea of what it's like. Yeah, I like Ellen, but I just can't watch those shows. They just don't appeal to me in any way. The only one I do like is Graham Norton because he's so funny. He's hilarious. Yeah. Well, it's not romantic. No. It's not romantic at all. Yes, there were some hot cowboys in some of the places I worked, but no, it's not romantic. Okay, Dr. Oz. What's going to happen to Dr. Oz? Oh, he's really copping it. Those were to his, he's going to feel the burden of them for a long time. Now, the flip side of the star card is vulnerability, and he has put himself in a vulnerable position, a very vulnerable position. Now, I think his television career is basically going to be put to bed. That is the Four of Swords. Put to rest. Yeah, I think he can kiss goodbye to his television career. He's going to try and manipulate himself out of things, his way out of things, but no. Remember, Three of Wands, if you're being a naughty boy, chicken's coming home to roost. They're going to kick his dunny down. There you go. Dr. Oz, not looking the best for him. Now, let's see. The election in November 2020. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Will the popular vote be the same as the electoral college vote? Shifty-eyed. I just think he's bizarre looking, to tell you the truth. And I don't like his Oz. He's grabbing Oz. Hello, Gypsy Rose. Thank you for joining us. Tarot Newbie, hi, how are you? Now, let's see. How will we ask this? Will the electoral vote, college vote, be the same as the popular vote? Will the electoral college vote be the same as the popular vote? Queen of Cups, that's yes. The Emperor is a maybe. Ten of Pentacles, that is a yes. Yes, it is. It's going to be the same. It is going to be the same. Queen of Cups, Turn of Stability, the Emperor. There's going to be, I think this is closer scrutiny of the votes. Ten of Pentacles. I think there's still going to be money going into buying electoral college vote, those states. I think there's going to be extra money being put towards campaigning in those states with the electoral college votes. Yeah, I did a reading on the Electoral College on when it's going to go. It's going to take a few years, but it will end up going. Mm-hmm. Don't apologise for not listening to TV doctors. The only TV doctor I actually like is Dr. Chris Brown from Bondi Vet. And if you don't know what he looks like, look up Bondi Vet, Dr. Chris Brown. I'm just going to get a little bit of a drink here. Okay. And then I don't listen to him. I just, well, hell, I just look. And Dr. Andrew Rochford from the project here in Australia. I just look at him too. Okay. So yeah, we've looked at, yeah, they're both going to be for the same person this time around. I think that there's going to be extra scrutiny going into the vote counting, and even legal. There's going to be legal people there. I think they're going to do that. And basically, the Dems are going to be putting more money into those states that have electoral college votes. What did Anthony Anthony or Andrew Cuomo do? What did he do? I've been watching him with he is a good leader. I've been watching him with his brother Chris. We'll do a check-in on how Christina Cuomo is going to go. When I was watching it, when Chris Cuomo, announced that she'd gotten the virus, you could just see it was ripping him apart that she'd gotten it. Andrew Cuomo did. Oh, wow. What did he say? I have to go and look at that. It is. I mean, just he was absolutely devastated about the news. And I have to really admit, I really enjoy watching both the brothers together, firing back and forth at each other. It's a lot of lighthearted relief. It's nice to see a side to someone in a position of power like Andrew Cuomo that he normally wouldn't have an opportunity to show. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, having such a blow like that, Chris Cuomo, that could set him back on his recovery. Yeah, he's just... And let's check on Christina Cuomo. How is she going to be okay? The World, Six of Wands, Knight of Cups. Because Chris has been so out there, people across the world are watching Chris, and so people across the world saw his announcement about his wife and saw how devastated he is, and that immediately sent this whole wave of people feeling for him and wishing the best for her. In that moment would have sent this huge wave. It is something that I suppose was inevitable. The whole world's watching and caring and hoping for the best. She's got the victory card, so she will be okay. This is Chris, Knight of Cups, her romantic hero. I think as soon as he is able to, he's going to be up out of that basement looking after his wife. That's what he wants to be doing. And as soon as he's able to, he's going to be doing that. But there's, there is... Come across the Five of Cups. So somewhere in there, there's a loss of some sort. What of, I don't know. But the whole world is wishing that she's happy, that she comes through, and that's on top of the Six of Wands. So I think she will be okay. And the Ten of Wands. Yeah, this is Chris. He wants to be out of that basement, and he wants to be taking on the burden of looking after his wife. At the moment, I think it's their 17-year-old daughter has stepped up to basically look after both parents, make sure mum and dad get their meals and everything. Yeah, I mean, the world is also beginnings and endings, or endings and beginnings. I'm not too happy about that. That indicates a loss somewhere with the Cuomo family, but I hope that's wrong. But I don't think it's Christina. And let's hope I'm wrong with that. Regret. That could be just the regret that Chris is feeling that his wife got it as well. It's not just loss, it's regret. So let's see if this is... I'm going to put this card aside, and that Five of Cups. What's on the bottom of the deck? Two of Cups. Partnership. Being there for each other. That's what their marriage is all about. I can just put that there. That Five of Cups, is that just regret? Or is it an indication of them losing someone? And is it regret? The Seven of Cups, confusion. I'm seeing, no, it's not just regret. There's some confusion. I think there's going to be some confusing stories coming out. People who don't have all the facts. King of Pentacles. Just wondering if this is Andrew being there for his stability, rule of law. I mean, the fact that he hops on and talks to his brother. Look, I don't think Christina is... I think she's going to be fine, but somewhere in the Cuomo family, I think I hope I'm wrong. But there's the possibility of loss within the Cuomo family somewhere, which you don't want any family anywhere to lose a member. But someone as prominent as this family, who have been showing leadership, both as a politician and both as one as a politician and a man in general, and the other one as a journalist, and just being there and showing the world in general what a lot of other people don't have the opportunity, who have been sick with this illness, don't have the opportunity or the resources to be able to stand out and say, hey, look, this is what it's like. Chris does, and he's used those resources. So I hope I'm wrong. Okay, so let's pray for them. I think Christina will be okay, but I'm not quite sure about another member of their family. So we won't read on that anymore. Let's just send positive here and loving energy only to that family. Okay. So, yeah. What? Hubby had bronchitis, wherever he had. Texarkana, did your hubby have bronchitis or something in January? Unknown. Oh, look, that virus has been there probably since it was first detected in China in November, because they did nothing to stop people travelling because they had no idea it was going to get like this, at least not for a few weeks. I think certainly by the end of the year they knew what it was and what it was happening and what it was going to be doing. But like I said to my husband, it was transported all over the world, probably before the end of the new year. And yes. Okay. Will Trump try to form a shadow government? He can try, but your electoral and your system of government doesn't actually allow for such a thing, for an opposition party. It's in itself. There is a opposition party, of course, but it doesn't have. We have the Westminster system, which we have here, and in the UK they have, and everything that allows for shadow government. That's the shadow treasurer, the shadow minister for health, the shadow everything that the person in every minister that's in government. There's also a converse shadow minister. You don't have that set up. You don't have shadow cabinet secretary, shadow finance secretaries, and shadow this and that. So, but let's have a look anyway. Let's have a read on that. I'll use the tone it down cards. So, because you don't use the Westminster system like we do, it's not really the structure for it. But let's have a look and see. I mean, I don't know what he could do if he tries to form a shadow government. Will Trump try to form a shadow government? Is this after the election? Oh, he certainly likes the idea. That's a big yes card. He certainly would be trying to find a way to do it, manipulating and balancing things and making deals and plans. He thinks that this is what Americans would want him to be doing. He thinks he would have an abundance of support to do so. Honestly, he's mad enough to do it. But this is the traveling away card. And this is the traveling away card. It wouldn't surprise me if this was Trump in the front, and this isn't someone This is someone who is on orders, taking him somewhere else just to get rid of him. Wouldn't surprise me if you could go around the front of that boat and look at the person's hands, that they'd be bound. Honestly, he talking it. He wants to do. He thinking about. He thinks all of these things. 2 of Wands again. It's like, yeah, we've got the 2 and the 2. He really thinks that this could be a crossroads in American government and American politics. A new way to challenge it. That he would be an opposition leader, the way some governments have an opposition leader. But yeah, that he'd still be telling people what to do, Page, telling people what actions he wants done. Hey, yeah, and this is Nancy saying, "Say what? You want what?" You want what? Just hold it there, buddy. Yeah, the 8 of Pentacles. Not going to go back. He's just going to. This is The Apprentice and all things. He's just going to go back to being a failed reality TV star, and that's what he was. Failed reality TV star. That's what he's going to be. Go back to being The Apprentice. If he was, he could have been The Apprentice in this job and done a really good job, but he chose not to because he doesn't think he has to learn anything. So, yeah, he'd stuff it up the same he stuffed up the way he stuffed up the presidency. And there's just too much strength in the government system to allow a shadow government to be set up. It wouldn't happen. The amount of money it would take, and, you know, the amount of people you'd have to buy off. He can replace Alec Baldwin on SNL. No. Yeah, Rico's going to get quite a few of them, I think. Yep. He does. There are 2 types of, well, there's several dangerous people. Idealist, true idealist. They're dangerous. And ignorant people who think they're smart. They're dangerous. Trump is one. Trump has no ideals, so he's not a dangerous idealist. And he's not a fundamentalist either. He is just a malignant narcissist who, he's shrewd, but he's not smart. No, apparently Robert De Niro is on the list along with Stephen Colbert. Apparently Stephen Colbert was #1 on the list for a while. Is he a sociopath? Possibly, yeah. Puppet with a Sharpie, yeah. Okay, Saudi Arabia, have they come up in the Muller report? Let's have a look. Might get a different deck. Yes, I don't. Does anyone know what all that is about? Because again, I never watched The Apprentice. It's just not my sort of show. I'm not big on most reality TV shows. Just not my thing. I love Dancing with the Stars, and I used to watch Top Model, but all the rest, no, couldn't be bothered. Oh, is that what it's about? Him using the racist epithets and to prove? I know Tom Arnold's involved in that somehow. You know, the tapes showing him using all that language. Okay. Saudi Arabia and the Muller report. Now, what was the question again? Is anything going to come out about Saudi Arabia with the Muller report? Too bad about the woman who had depression. One of them was being bullied at one stage. Is that the one you're talking about? I finished the show up here a few years ago, but I know there was a big thing one of the seasons about bullying. One of the girls was getting bullied. And I'm a great anti-bullying person. I will promote anti-bullying everywhere. If you're a bully, just take a good hard look at yourself. That's what you need to do if you're a bully. If you're having to deal with bullies, stand up to them. Okay, and they are weak people. Who's suing for sexual assault harassment? Is that to do with the tapes? Okay, Saudi Arabia in the Muller report. Is stuff going to come out about them? Nine of Cups. Did they help the greedy merchant get his wish? The wish fulfillment card for the greedy merchant. Let's have a look. Put that there. The Empress. Yes, there's abundance of stuff that's going to come out. Eight of Cups. King of Coins. Money. Could add to the multitude of reasons that Trump is going to have to walk away. I don't know if we're ever really going to hear about what it is that finally gets him out of. Yes, they are in there. Something about their actions. Justice. Justice is reversed here, and the Emperor is reversed. Woohoo. Justice reversed. Interesting. Yeah. Corruption, criminality, irresponsibility. imbalance. Yeah, they helped, not just Russia, they helped the emperor get in. The emperor's reversed. The emperor at its best stands for the rule of law. It's reversed. King of coins with the emperor reversed. Yeah, there's something about them possibly helping Trump get in. It's not just Russian interference. I think there's a link, or there's a detail. Wondering if this is the detail that I did a reading, that there's some detail that was in the Muller report that they were going to follow up on, a small detail. They were going to follow up on it, and it was the reason that it got shut down so quickly. Is Saudi Arabia, is the detail something to do with Saudi Arabia? Let's have a look. The small detail I read upon, something to do with Saudi Arabia. Page of Wands was upside down in the deck. Yes, actions on Saudi Arabia by Saudi Arabia. Didn't seem to be a very big thing, but once you read a little bit more and follow it a little bit longer. Page of Coins. And the moon. Yeah. Page of Coins. Yep, I think this is something to do with that detail I was talking about. Secrets, lies, and lies about money, lies, false news about money, where the money came from. That's just false news. It's upside down. It's false news. It's not real news about where the money came from. Secret, yep. I think maybe Saudi Arabia may have played a hand in Trump getting elected as well. On Monday, hey? Very interesting. Now, still excuse me for just a minute. Okay. Okay. Just a snuffy nose. Yes, I saw something about him Obama being asked to do that. Yeah. I can't pity her. I can't pity her because I just can't. God, my hair's at that length where it's starting to stick out all over the place. Will Hillary Clinton be president at any stage in 2020? No, I don't think so. I don't think she wants to be. I think she's discussed it early on, if it got voided, if it could be pruned and Trump chucked out of office. But because she's not an elected official, Nancy would be the one to get it. Got the tower reversed. Be too big of a shake-up. It'd have to be a really walloping. I mean, this is a shake-up beyond all shake-ups that would get her in there. It's just, no, it'd be. But there is a huge, she won't be president, but there is a huge, big, absolutely cataclysmic toppling moment coming for the emperor. There he is again. And something about secrets. So no, I don't think she's going to be president at any time in 2020. Because whatever causes him to leave, it's not going to be anything to do. It's not going to be anything to do with what they prove about the election or anything. The legal wrangling, I think, would be too much. What about Nancy Pelosi? Is Nancy Pelosi going to be president anytime during 2020? Oh, we've got another. That was upside down in the deck. Knight of Wands. Office actions, swift moving. Investigations. Adam Schiff. I think if she became president, Adam Schiff would become Speaker of the House. Conflict upside down, so not looking towards the past. Conflict. Memory loss. Wands. Not able to stand a ground. You know what? I think that I don't think she is. I think she might not be 100% well. I don't think she will be. But I think she might nominate somebody to be. She's next in line. And then I think it would be Oh, I can't remember the succession. Would it be the Senate Majority Leader? Oh, God, imagine that. Again, I've asked the question again, and I've got, a new journey for her, things happening quickly. Mixed emotions about it, but I think she'd only want to do it till the election, and I think she'd nominate a VP to help her run things. I honestly get the impression that if Hillary had won, if Hillary had been in office, Nancy Pelosi probably would have not run in 2018. So I think she'd be there for a very short time. Possible she could, but I don't think it's something she really wants. And I think she's Oh, Chuck Grassley. Oh my goodness. Whoa, could you imagine that? Oof. Oh, don't want to do that. No way. Yes, because he'd be the elected. Anyone who's up for election. That's right, because we had a look at that. Because Nancy's up for election, or the House of Reps are up for election. Yeah, could she nominate someone? That's the interesting. Could she nominate someone? Does anyone know if she'd be able to nominate someone? Can I have a quick look? Hold on a minute. US presidency. Right. Eligible heads from the president's cabinet after that. Speaker of the House nominate president. This in USA. There we go. Came up with Australian House of Representatives. Your rest of the year over there is like just a June you go on holiday, isn't it? So it's just over a month. I mean, she could nominate a vice president. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if she could nominate someone to serve in her place. Anyway, Agnew went first, then Nixon. Spiro Agnew went first. Yeah, he was. Yeah, but Grassley would be the next in line after Nancy Pelosi because he is the oldest member of the Senate, elected member, because he's not up for re-election. So it would be, and it couldn't be Nancy because she's up for re-election. Something like that. I read on it earlier. Anyway. No, I don't think, I can't see Hillary Clinton being president at any time in 2020. Possibly Nancy. So I think she'd want to do it for as little amount of time as possible. Yeah, like yeah, Ford pardon him. That's right. Now, what else have I got here? Was the Russian government interfering in Gretchen Whitmer's addresses? Let's see. That one here. Well, someone was trying to do damage to her broadcast. I've got a yes. Yeah, they were. Three of Wands, the Fool, and Queen of Coins. So, yeah, they were doing something to interfere with her broadcast and her addresses. Why are they targeting her? That's my interest. Ace of Wands, Five of Wands. Cause conflict. I think she's being considered as a possible candidate for VP. or there's been talk about her as a possible candidate for VP. And it's not popular with people, so some people want to cause conflict about it. Not Democrats, but yeah, want to cause some conflict, cause some trouble for her. But she's standing her ground. Because I just asked, why is she being targeted so much? And yeah. But, you know, I've heard there's talk that she's being considered as possible VP for Biden. And I think Trump just finds it easier to attack women as well. But, you know, I think he wants to try and undermine her. She's showing him up. All the governors are showing him up. But he really hates the fact that she's showing it, that she's a woman who's showing him up. And that's one of the reasons. Oh, he doesn't trust. Trump doesn't trust Pence. He went around 18 months ago saying, you know, questioning Pence's staff about his loyalty and everything. They hate each other. They absolutely hate each other. No, Hillary wouldn't be the VP. And she doesn't want to do it anymore. She's just tired of it. Let's have a look. Let's ask about Gretchen Whitmer as a VP. Will Gretchen Whitmer be offered the VP? Will Gretchen Whitmer be offered the post as VP? I think she'd be a good choice because she's a governor, so that if she did have to step in and take over from Biden, she'd run a state. Whereas the other women who are being considered haven't, yes, they've been AGs or senators or this or that, but they haven't run a state. So perhaps maybe that's right, why she has that background in running the whole shebang that the others lack. So let's see. Could Gretchen Whitmer be Joe Biden's VP? She's standing firm, 7 of 2 of coins, certainly being considered. The Fool, yes. Ace of Swords, yes. It's certainly juggling with the idea. Let's have a look, dig a bit deeper. 10 of Cups. 6 of Wands, victory. The Empress. I think she's a strong contender for VP. Normally this is my GOP card, but this can also represent America. America would be happy with her as a choice. The American voter, American families would be happy with her as a choice. No, I think she's being considered because she's a governor. And as I said, Governors have to run everything in their state. They have to deal with their own state legislature, their own state House of Representatives, their own state Senate. So she's got experience dealing with that as a governor. They have to run their cabinets, choose their cabinet appointees, and this and that and the other. So, yeah, I think Gretchen Whitmer is a strong possibility. And because she's had that experience, even if it's only been for the last couple of years, it would be a lot easier for her to step into the role of president and run everything than it would be for a senator. I don't think that Biden's going to have much choice in who his VP is. And the fact is, too, that Whitmer, I never really heard of her until this crisis came along. And the first we see of her is her standing up to Trump and saying, hey, look, this isn't good enough. My state needs this stuff too, and I'm working with other states, and and she's Democrat. So I think this coronavirus situation pushed her to the forefront. Yeah, because she's shown that she can do it. Well, that's the thing. Would the people of her state feel that that she's abandoning them? How would the people of her state feel if she took the position? They might feel a little bit like they might fear that they're going to be left hanging. Okay. So some might feel like they're being left hanging. Some might say, look, she's needed to make these plans to get rid of Trump, to make the plan to get rid of Trump come to fruition. She's needed. And there's no truth. There is absolutely no doubt about that. I think she's, that. They would feel that, she'd be justified. They would feel it justified and feeling a little bit like they've been left hanging. Yeah, I think some of them would feel like they're being left out in the cold. But you know what? It's the United States of America. And, yeah, they would feel isolated. But the fact is that if she does take up that position and accepts the nomination in August, that's several months away. She's not going anywhere for a while. So if she does do it, I think she'd take her time to talk to the people of the state. I mean, nothing's set in stone at the moment. So, you know, I think at the moment they might feel that they'd be left hanging, but like I said, nothing's set in stone until August. And, you know, if through the worst of this coronavirus and she can set things up for the winter, and, you know, I think the lieutenant governor would step in until the election then or something. And, you know, I think there's ways and means to get around that. You're going to think of it, a nation as a whole. If the whole nation, and as such your state as well, if their well-being is advanced by your governor stepping up to take on a position, maybe think about that too. Stacey Abrams, she's often come up. She's been very vocal about her ambitions, hasn't she? Would she be awesome? Let's see. Stacey Abrams, is she in the running as well? Ten of coins. It would be a fantastic legacy. No. No. She's got 3 bad cards right off the top and 3 no cards, basically. She's got the 3 of swords, the 7 of swords, and the 8 of cups. No. I think she could even end up walking away from politics. Do another layer. You know, isolated government, institutions. 6 of wands. Victory over heartbreak. Having to withdraw and isolate herself. Strategy against her. Walking away from government. I have an idea she might end up walking away from politics. The second yet layer is big on maybes. That yeah, I've never seen her in the role. Not that she's never been considered. I think she has been, but she's been very vocal about her ambition lately, and I think that's put some people off. She's got a lot of maybe cards here. She's only got 2 solid yes cards. All of the major arcana are maybe cards. She's got the Hermit, the High Priestess, the Hangman, the Hierophant. They're all maybe cards. And the base layer is just outright heartbreak and no. Yeah. So no, I don't see it happening for Stacey Abrams. I don't know that the state of Georgia would be too happy if she took it either. I think they'd want her to try again for the governorship there, but I think she might end up walking away from politics. I don't know why. It could be something, betrayal, heartbreak, yeah. Would she be part of the Biden administration? Let's have a look. Stacey Abrams, will she be part of the Biden administration? Let's have a look. I'll just show you how I'm shuffling those cards. Who's your governor, Zelda? You need him. Who's your governor? Wheel of Fortune? Yes, could be. But it also could be that it's time for a change of direction for her. So, Six of Coins, sharing knowledge, Eight of Coins, working hard, lots of details, the Emperor. The Emperor is at its best about the rule of law. Could she be up for AG? Is she a lawyer? Stacey Abrams? And somebody told me. Oh, you've got Gavin Newsom. He is good looking. So, somebody told me if Stacey Abrams is a lawyer. Yes, she's a lawyer. Okay. So that would explain maybe some of the other cards she got. Wisdom and knowledge with the High Priestess. Isolation, gaining a lot of knowledge, shining a light on things with the Hermit. The looking at things from a different perspective with the Hangman, and maybe just hang in there. Maybe she decides to walk away from, but something, there's still a layer of heartbreak, betrayal, somebody's strategy to get away with something, and yeah. The Lovers, she's certainly in talks about it. And the Two of Coins. And the Ace of Wands. Yes, she could end up as AG. That's where she could end up as. Yeah. That heartbreak and betrayal, it could be a personal thing that changes her perspective. So if that heartbreak, betrayal, getting away with something, is that a personal? But it says no. I mean, it was a very clear no. Yeah, the ending of one thing personal, and the beginning of something new in her personal life. So I think it's not that she's not in the running as such, is that I think there's something going on in her personal life which might mean that she's going to take her name out of contention for VP or something. Something in her personal life, but she's still looking for consideration for the cabinet. So it's taking her on a different journey than where she thought she was going to go, because she was very, outspoken about wanting to be president one day or vice president. Good night, Creator. I'm not saying that Stacey Abrams couldn't be VP or president in the future. But I remember there was a time when Oliver North, not Oliver North, who was it? The African American general was touted as possibly being president. I can't remember his name. Goodness me. And I think the general opinion was it would be too soon. He'd just be a target for all sorts of wackos. I think Stacey Abrams, if she was put up as vice president, she'd become a target for all sorts of wackos. So, yeah. Sandra, thank you very much for joining us. You go have a good night's sleep. Hello, Phyllis. Colin Powell, that's him. Yes, thank you. Yeah. Yeah. I think that there's possibly some of that thinking there is that she would just be the wrong time, because she would just be a target like you wouldn't believe, I think, for a lot of nutters. That's not to say that things might not be different in 4 years' time, or even 8 years' time. So I think, yeah, I'd like to see her around in the future. But I couldn't see her as, even when she was first touted, I couldn't see her as vice president. Hello, Phyllis. How are you? Thank you for joining us. One of the story headlines I came across was the question, will Africa be the next epicenter for this virus, for 19? Let's have a look at that. Night, J Cat Lady. Thank you for joining us. Let's look. Africa. There's a lot of heartbreak for them coming up for them. But do you know that the African Union, which is a union of African states on the continent, are working together? The Chariot, that's a good card. It's also a yes card to the question. Yes, yes, maybe. Money. They're going to need more money. They're going to be disappointed. But even though it's possibly a yes, they're going to be pretty victorious about it. Will they be the epicenter for a long period of time? That's a no. The Devil, no. The Queen of Cups is a yes. The moon is no. They will probably be the next epicenter, but not for an extended period of time. They've got the moon and the devil. They're both no cards. That's going to be very emotional. They're going to need stability. They're working towards stability, working together to gather the funds they need for stability. They will be the epicenter, but they are going to beat it. This is also a card of victory. And when I said, will it be for an extended time, the devil is a no card, and it came up. So they are going to have to battle the devil. You notice just the hair of the devil figure in here. It's just flames. It's going to burn through very quickly for them, I think. There's something underlying. Maybe it's conditions, or in Africa and African continent. There's something there that some reason that that we can't see, possibly, that helps it come and go quicker. But they're still going to get heartbreak. Remember, it still had heartbreak. So they're still going to lose people. Queen of Swords. The Magician. Yeah. Like magic, come and gone. Now you see it, now you don't. I think there's going to be a lot of people going to Africa to investigate why it was so quick and went through them so quick. And yeah, there's news going to be coming out of Africa about it. Yeah, I think it is going to be the next epicenter, but it's not going to be for an extended. It's going to be relatively quick. But when you consider that relatively quick with this virus, it's still like months. Like it might be gone in 2 months instead of 3. It's not going to be the epicenter for a huge amount of time. So it might move through quickly and then go somewhere else. Or it could just be that the disparity in distance between population centers in Africa and all that. There's a lot of open thing there. Like, yeah, but and you're going to see huge numbers in Africa. Yes, no, yes. It is going to cause a lot of chaos. They get dominion over it. They do beat it. But there's still going to be a lot of people out in the cold over it. The celebration, 7 of Swords. Their strategy works, whatever it is. They're celebrating it. brings a new level of stability to the continent. I think because a lot of them will be working together, a lot of the countries will be working together. So, yeah, it is going to be the next epicenter. By nature of epidemics, they move. They go to a place. They, run through a population, and then they somehow get transferred to another place. So, yeah. Could it be the final epidemic of this one? The final epicenter? Until the next outbreak? I think if there is a resurgence of this virus later in the year, you hope that people will be more prepared for it. In that break, that they'll be able to get things in. Natural remedies, yes. Yeah. I think I read something on something natural being of a key at some stage. Yeah. Yes, the West tends to think that if it's natural, it's just not going to work. But what the hell do you think that people used for thousands of years until artificial pharmaceuticals or synthetic pharmaceuticals were created? They used natural remedies and they worked, Yeah. They're working together. Adafcoin, they're looking into things in a lot of details. They're going to leave a legacy, a very strong legacy with regard to this. I think Seven of Wands, they're standing their ground. Page of Swords. Seven, it's their strategy. Again, we get the card of strategy here. And it's going to be spying the camp. So people, Western countries and who and all, they've got spies in the camp. But yes, they've got it again, dominion over the virus. But they will share what they have in the end to Western countries. And they've got the Magician again and the Dominion card. So, yeah, I think a lot of keys to what's going on might be a lot of the answers to beat this thing might be in Africa. It's a continent I would love to visit. Will the unified response, Africa's unified response or unified efforts to deal with COVID, will it lead to a new start for the continent as a whole? Showing that you can work together despite differences of ethnicity and tribalism and all that issue, that those things can be put aside. Will it lead to a new start for the continent as a whole? More unified continent, I suppose. Six of Cups. looking back, that's Ace of Swords. That's a very clear yes. Four of Queens. And that's a Four of Queens is a no, but it's got two yeses. King of Wands. There are some people who wouldn't want that and who would be disappointed if that happens, but we've got the Ace of Swords, which is a big yes card, and the King, a new maturity level with the leaders. There's a lot of burdens from the past. This makes burdens the past. A lot of burdens from the past. And a lot of injustices that have to be addressed. Yeah, a lot of injustices and burdens from the past that have to be addressed. So we've got it. We've got second layer, we've got two no's and a maybe. Third layer, Five of Swords. A lot of people who abuse their power. Eight of Coins. A lot of details to be worked out and knowledge to be shared. So that's a no. That's a yes. That's a yes. There's some still betrayal and heartbreak, but there's the Sun, that's a yes, and the Knight of Cups, that's a yes. There's going to be some offers. That might be a little bit too good to be true. There's always going to be people there who want to abuse their power and betray the trust that's been put in them. But there seems to be quite a better future for the continent of Africa. It's not going to be an end to all conflict and squabbles and stuff, but it's going to be better relations with a lot of countries. Improved. Yeah, it's going to help improve relations and overall have a better effect, but it's not going to get rid of a lot of the warlords and that sort of behaviour. There's still going to be some of that about, but maybe more countries band together to fight such abuses of powers in other countries, you know. I think as a continent, it's going to come out stronger. It's still going to have a lot of the problems that have plagued them from the past. It's still going to have to deal with a lot of those burdens. You can certainly try burning some oils and all that, and eucalyptus is good for clearing chests and things like that. But as always, you can't, you know, it won't hurt to try burning oils or things like that. But with something like this, you still need medical help. Weed is your favourite. They do, yes. Oh, God, yeah. Okay, my darlings, we're coming up to the end of 2 hours, and yeah, I think we might end off today because hubby's just come out from having a much needed rest, and the cat's in the bedroom. I love you all, my darlings, and I will see you at the next reading. Okay, bye-bye.